At enterprise scale, systems do not gently degrade, they fracture. Take a real-time collaboration platform with 100 concurrent users, expecting sub-50 millisecond latency. Unmanaged data mutations quickly lead to race conditions, overwritten text, and lost edits. Or consider an integration platform processing 50 billion daily requests across 300 different APIs. Microservice sprawl and fragmented authentication schemas create a brittle, unpredictable network prone to cascading failure. In both scenarios, the architecture fails because the abstraction layer does not match the specific bottleneck. Solving traffic collisions or state desynchronization with raw compute power eventually hits a strict mathematical limit. Managing complexity at this scale requires restructuring where control lives within the topology. Stabilizing distributed systems requires balancing two opposing architectural flows. To ensure zero data loss in highly concurrent environments, you have to move document state to the client edge. Conversely, to prevent failures across an API network, you must pull network policy inward into a single ingress choke point. On one side, logic radiates outward to disparate client nodes. On the other, clients funnel logic inward to a monolithic proxy wall. Both topological flows achieve the same objective, isolating core business logic from synchronization and routing mechanics. Determining when to push state out or pull policy in dictates how effectively a platform can handle growth. In collaboration platforms, the primary bottleneck is the positional array. This text string illustrates the problem. If user A and user B insert different characters at the exact same coordinate, index 10, simultaneously, synchronization breaks. When these concurrent inputs reach the server, they collide. The resulting string is scrambled as one user's edit overwrites the other. Spatial indexing assumes a sequential order of operations. In a high concurrency environment with varying network latencies, that sequential order is impossible to maintain. The mathematical alternative is the client-side conflict-free replicated data type, or CRDT. CRDTs abandon spatial arrays. The string becomes a linked graph. Characters receive unique UUID tags. Edits reference specific UUIDs, not index numbers, allowing the graph to branch without overlap. Operations become commutative. The server's receipt order doesn't matter. The final merged state is identical, neutralizing race conditions. By moving state logic to the client's local memory, concurrent edits resolve through pure mathematics, removing the server from the role of referee. This decentralized architecture also addresses the most difficult threat in distributed systems, the network partition. If the central server drops offline, active users are isolated. In this split-brain scenario, groups continue editing independently. Inside these disconnected bubbles, local CRDT engines generate unique UUIDs and timestamps for every edit. Because computation happens in local memory, users maintain a sub-5 millisecond feedback loop while disconnected. When the network partition resolves, the diverged edit histories from both groups flow back to the server. The server runs the deterministic CRDT merge algorithm, weaving both histories into a single canonical state. The system resolves the divergence without requiring manual intervention. Decentralized state provides immunity to partial network failures, ensuring zero data loss even when the infrastructure fractures. Now, we see the exact inverse problem when managing an integration platform processing over 50 billion uncoordinated network requests. Exposing 50 independent backend microservices directly to inbound client traffic creates immediate structural vulnerabilities. Each individual service is forced to redundantly execute cross-cutting concerns, such as authenticating API keys or validating JSON web tokens. The solution is to move these responsibilities into a centralized API gateway. The gateway acts as a barrier, intercepting all inbound traffic streams before they reach backend microservices. It intercepts a payload, strips the JWT, queries a database to validate it, and injects the tenant ID into the HTTP headers. This establishes implicit trust, offloading authentication from backend services. Centralizing network policy allows backend services to execute business logic without processing external infrastructure threats. This choke point is critical for mitigating resource exhaustion caused by abusive clients or poorly optimized integrations. The gateway manages these quotas using the token bucket algorithm. A digital bucket assigned to a specific tenant receives blue tokens at a steady rate. A burst of requests instantly drains them. The algorithm allows temporary traffic spikes while tokens are available. However, a sustained barrage hitting an empty bucket is rejected with a blocked HTTP 429 response. Beyond external abuse, the gateway protects the system from internal degradation, such as a cascading failure triggered by a slow database query. The gateway dynamically monitors internal latency. If the user's service queue slows down, backpressure protocols activate, severing inbound connections to that route. It returns HTTP 503 responses, preventing threads from consuming cluster memory. The rest of the cluster operates normally, giving the isolated service space to recover. A centralized gateway acts as a circuit breaker, sacrificing individual requests to ensure the survival of the overarching platform. Ultimately, these two distinct structural models allow complex systems to maintain data integrity and network uptime under heavy load. Ensuring real-time data integrity requires trusting the client edge with state computation. Maintaining network stability requires stripping routing logic from the backend and hoarding it at a single ingress point. While these topologies look opposed, they represent the same engineering philosophy, pushing complexity away from the application layer and into specialized infrastructure. Building for billions of requests depends on where you enforce the architectural boundaries between state and traffic.